you're looking for a lot of space, but you're not necessarily looking for that big full-time retirement fifth wheel, this might be that perfect little in-betweener for you. Welcome, everybody. My name is Josh the RV Nerd. This is the very popular Bullet with opposing rear living room super slides. It has kind of that kitchen and living room layout of like one of those giant luxury full-timer fifth wheels, but more in something in that kind of 3/4 ton range where if you don't want to go into a big fifth wheel, if you want to go someplace and spend some extended time, but you're not necessarily looking to spend all of your time in an RV, that's where this one comes into play right here. We've got the dual power awnings. We have that Keystone hyperdeck flooring system, that all composite kind of floor structure. This uses nearly all welded aluminum cage framework. The roof is the only thing on this that is stick built, and it's a snow load walk-on roof with a barreled interior ceiling. And that really creates a more open feeling kind of atmosphere. It usually gives me just enough space to stand in the shower at my size and not be problematic. Underbelly's enclosed and forced air heated, has an enclosed docking center. All of your gate pull valves are also fully enclosed in that heated underbelly. So if you're looking for that extended season capability and comfort, this is a good one. Now, it's a great floor plan if you're going to spend a long time there, but it also has a Norco huck bolted chassis, Goodyear tires that are TPMS prepped, and a torsion suspension package. So that makes this a portable, park friendly kind of camper. If you want to do some park hopping where you're like, hey, we spend a couple weeks here, we spend a couple weeks there, or we do the snowbird sunbird thing where we spend like 2 or 3 months in it at a time, but then in the summertime, maybe you come back north where I'm from and you stay in your normal house. This is an RV that is really well suited for that kind of stuff. But like any rig, it's got a couple drawbacks as well. I want to point out the good, the bad, the ugly with everything in between and let you decide what you like or not as we go. I'd just love to hear from you. Tell me what you like and what you don't. All right, we got to get moving. We have a lot of ground to cover because I don't know if you noticed the background of the video when I was starting here. There's like 40 RVs that they pulled up for me here, and I got like 3 days. I don't think I'm going to get to all of them. Man, I'm going to try. What are we looking at in this one? Opposing slides, lots of room, maximized campsite window coverage, and we have that barreled ceiling. It's a 6.5-foot sidewall, but the barrel gives you that nice open sense of space. I don't like those fisheye wide angle lenses. Sometimes in my early flyby preview footage, I'll give you a wide angle bathroom preview. I don't like doing that, but it's like for time purposes, the most effective way for you to quickly see the layout that we're looking at. This is, they are rocking dual opposing AccuSlides. I've got a whole video, by the way, that explains the difference in slide systems, but AccuSlide is a system that is lightweight. It allows the RV designers to not have to worry about fighting for slide out mechanism versus holding tank space in the underbelly. It also allows the slide to be floor flush. Now, this has a floor flush sofa dinette deep super slide. When we get spun around the other way, you will see that the kitchen does have a little bit of a toe kick, a little toe stubber kitchen slide. Again, I like to try to share positives, negatives, things that, maybe you hadn't considered. And our goal here is to help you find your second RV the first time and earn your business, not just get your business, if I'm not mistaken, there is a freestanding table and chairs option here, but that is a free floating dining table. It's that elliptical floating table, but that is, to be fair, it occupies a lot of your knee knocker space. And if you look really closely, they actually have some USB outlets built on the slide end walls of both sides of that super slide next to your seating. So even though your dinette and your theater seat themselves do not have power, you still have charged solutions. I don't personally prefer a hard fixed console armrest, but I do like how they gave us some cup holders right there. My wife and I are actually shopping for a new sofa right now, and I know that it's first world problems, but we've decided one of the things that we need, won't give up on our next sofa hunt is basically cup holders in the armrest of our residential sofa. We were thinking about end tables, but we have a cat and cats are jerks and they like to knock everything on the floor. So we just decided to not have to fight gravity effectively. Now over here in your kitchen, I often forget to talk about this on the bowl. It's like this, it looks a little bit funny. It looks like a hammer. Well, I actually call it the hammerhead faucet arrangement because you actually have a waterfall edge or a higher pressure, more direct sprayer variety. These are all thermal foil countertops, by the way. That's a skirted black stainless sink, which I think always looks cool. Although the black sinks, man, you see every little water spot in there, but I don't care personally. I know some people really do. And I'm not judging or condemning or anything. I think you should buy what you want to buy, what you enjoy. It's like I said, we had the cup holder conversation in my own household. You should do your own thing. I don't know. Power outlets in the kitchen. They nailed it. I mean, first of all, to the left of the refrigerator, right next to the countertop, bang. Then you have to the right of the refrigerator, right at the countertop, bang. But then double here on the face of the island, double up, and I'm even seeing some down on the right-hand side next to the converter panel over there. So you got a lot of copper running around over here. And some of these outlets, like the one to the left of the refrigerator, has that yellow sticker on it. That's telling you that that is inverter prepped. It is, this RV is prepped and ready, capable of accepting up to a 2,000 watt inverter. That is going to be enough to run a lot of your household appliances off those associated power outlets. That is not the kind of inverter, nor is it wired to things like your air conditioner or your microwave. You need some more expensive heavy-duty hardware for that. And you are on Boardwalk and Park Place across from the smart TV. Absolute perfect viewing angle. The TV is also on a double pivot swing arm, so I've got it angled very aggressively back here toward the rear sofa. But like if you want to sit on the sofa and just kind of lounge out, you can do so very comfortably. Or if you kind of soften the angle and you do it on more of a, I don't know, less than whatever I did. I didn't grab my freaking protractor. I don't know why I felt the need to express the actual angle here, but I'm such an idiot. You can make it a little bit of a conversation corner where the TV is shared a little bit between the two sofas. Now, this actually surprised me a little bit in the not positive fashion. These cabinet doors over the sofa and the ones that you'll see over the bed defy gravity with those handy little struts, which is really, really nice. This is pocket screwed lumber core cabinetry, by the way. Surprisingly, these do not. I don't know if the change in logic was because you could reach these more easily from ground level without climbing on stuff. I don't care, personally. I would still rather have those strutted, especially since that has that glass panel insert on there. Like, you might have heard it go clank a little bit. Like, it just feels a little less violent when, it has that strut there. Maybe I'm just crazy. I don't know. Now, first of all, notice this pantry on the left-hand side. It gives us adjustable, removable shelving. Like, you can really pack a ton of crap in here and customize it to your needs. But they're also really good, generally speaking, about not wasting potential storage space, giving us that extra drawer below the oven. Like 5 drawers right there. We haven't even seen the little bar by the entry door yet, and the storage in the island. But notice how we have a full propane oven and stovetop, and yet still the 3-way Wombo combo electric oven up top, microwave, air fryer, and convection. So they're giving us a full kitchen plus, basically. Now, I wanted to leave that freezer door open so you could see the space in there, because they have maintained a larger 10 cubic foot fridge freezer, whereas a lot of brands have shrunken down. But the darn thing kept closed on me, and I couldn't get it done. Stuff like that is part of the reason all this extra storage footage I get you takes a lot of extra time. We're going to have to circle back to see if we can reach that converter when the slides close. I think that might be a little tight. I hadn't actually deployed and thrown out the dish drying rack sink cover, but you see that it has one right there for that farm sink. Couple more drawers, one on either. The island's very symmetrical, which is, I think, visually appealing. I kind of personally like asymmetrical islands just because it can give you a bigger one chunk of counter space. But overall, I think this is fine. I like how they left that open right there for a nice big wastebasket. I think is kind of a cool thing. I'm sort of wondering, you've got these empty panels on both sides of the island. That looks like they maybe could have fit an extra drawer in there. They don't usually waste space like that. I don't know. That feels like perhaps a miss. I don't know. If there's something under the skin I can't see, maybe that's a factor in there. Now, the elliptical base table, as I mentioned, it is a bit of a knee knocker in the seating position. One of the cool things is when it's down in the sleeper position, these feet are always on the ground, so the table actually maintains support, which a lot of dinette tables do not. Now, dinette sleepers are made for little kids, not big, heavier adults. But man, kids sometimes get bouncy jouncy like a tigger, and it's nice to have something with a little extra support there for them, so they're not buckling your table in the middle of the night. Now, that theater seat there, by the way, is a wall hugger. And something else I just spotted, I like this indirect lighting they have here on the dinette, but it also makes it easier to see. They do actually include a power outlet there, which I had previously missed, so that was kind of cool. Forgetting something. Oh, yeah, the other sofa. That's what I'm forgetting. And perhaps the wonderful thing about Tiggers is that Tigger's a wonderful thing. And, perhaps his top's made out of rubber and his bottom's made out of spring. And when I was a kid, I thought Tigger was fun. He was that zany bounce around character that gave you that contrast against Winnie the Pooh. But as an adult, I think Tigger reminds me more of that person who's just way too excited to be at work on Monday. They come in, they're like, "Oh my gosh, welcome everybody. Aren't you just so glad to be here?" And I'm like, "Brenda, if you don't take it down a notch before this caffeine kicks in, I will strangle you with the computer power cord and I will get away with it because no one will fight me." It's kind of funny how your view of things changes as an adult. Like as a kid, naps. As an adult, naps. Yeah. Sorry, tangent, way off. Anyway, squirrel, porcelain foot flush stool with a lot of room to look around this. Now, I've bumped into a lot of people in my time now. I'm seeing more and more people in person when we do RV shows, and at a couple times we've launched stores. Everybody keeps walking up to me saying, "You're taller than I thought you would be." And I think it's because when I'm giving you my toilet selfie champion routine, I have to kind of stick the camera way above my head so that you can see the leg space around the toilet. So it makes me look small. The other thing that I like about that is it makes my double chin kind of go away when my head is up. That's one of those little Instagram secrets, girl. Pop off, queen. Anyway, left side of the screen, notice I can fit in this shower, even wearing my shoes. I'm probably representing about 6'2" on camera right there, and I can make that work. Also, you may have spotted rectangular shower. I don't have the hard dimensions. I think that's one of those 30 by 36 varieties, though. Decent counter space in this bathroom as well. This bedroom-bathroom interchange with kind of like the bonus closet that sort of steals a little bit of shower space like that has just become the absolute dominant thing. Now, it was a small 4-inch fart fan, but it's not a peekaboo, I smell you bathroom door. So if you wanted to, that fan could be upgraded. Ooh, hold on. Look over on the right side of the screen. Entry door has a full window. Factory supplied privacy shade. Thank you, Bullet. Well done. If you don't like that, for some reason, you flip 4 little clips and it pops right out. 60 by 80 true queen bed. It's going to absolutely eat up the camera frame because, again, I don't like to use a lot of wide-angle lensing. From this side, I think that qualifies as a walk-around bed. The other side also has like your water heater buried under a cabinet, and it causes that side stand to stick out really far, which means it's less of a walk-around bed there. When you're walking around the bed, this is the only space in the RV that you'll find a floor heat duct. They didn't have the ability to run that through a wall or anything because the partition wall between the bathroom and the bedroom is not quite big enough to make all that happen. So yeah, there you go. Another thing, I don't know if you've noticed this, but we're getting a good look at it right now. It almost just looks like a reflection, but notice how it's lit up inside the cabinetry. Well, you're not crazy. They do that a lot actually at Bullet. And I kind of like it because, when it's late at night, early in the morning, I can see what I'm doing without kicking on all the lights. By the way, your main air conditioner is a 15,000 BTU central air, but you can slap a second air on these bad boys. You see that power junction box up there. If I'm not mistaken, I think basically the Bullet Crossfire models like with a private bedroom are 50 amp, or They've adopted a lot more widespread 50 amp service, which is kind of cool. Very traditional under the bed, easy lift footlocker storage. It is a welded aluminum frame though, which I think a lot of people like. And at least above that water heater, they gave us a bit of a bonus drawer right there. Now this closet door looks really small. It kind of needs to be, because when that True Queen bed is in the down position, if it was a larger closet door, the door wouldn't be able to open. And ironically, this is the one area that I did not see them include an extra light. Now, normally I would back up a little bit more. I might still try to do that, but to give you a better sense of the size and scope and scale of that closet, because looking around the corner right there, it's up in your face, essentially. This model does not have the sliding door straight across from the bedroom, which means they're able to put your TV hookups more exactly where you would prefer them. Another thing that's kind of nice, all of your main, like your main bedroom, your main living room cabinet, all that stuff just has a simple switch for the lighting that's easy to reach. Your main living room lights actually are on a dimmer. That's the switch that's closest to us over here. I don't like to demonstrate those on camera anymore because they can very often cause flickering on screen. And I know that that is very triggering for some people, potentially a health hazard for some others. Okay, well, obviously we have closed the slides, and it is as I feared. I hope you appreciate that I'll go out of my way to show stuff like this, because this could be a deal breaker. This could mean somebody doesn't buy this thing from us, but you deserve to know when you close this slide, you can't exactly get to the fuse box. You're gonna have to ask around the campgrounds to find a neighbor kid and shove them through there. So, not necessarily awesome, but some people like to know that. I just want to be real about it. I'm trying to think where else they could put that converter panel, though. What if it was in the bottom of the bedroom closet? Would that be okay for you? Now, one of the things I hope you appreciate is that I don't know that I want to have this paired up with, frankly, most half tons. There's very few scenarios that I think that this is a decent pairing for a half ton. There's going to be people like, what are you talking about? My half ton tow is 11,000 pounds. This should be fine. If you were going to stay local over a flatland tow experience, I would say, yeah, this would probably treat you just fine. But if you wanted to do distance towing, and like if you're going to go through the Rocky Mountains, the Smoky Mountains, or something like that, you're going to want a 3/4 ton pickup most likely. Also, considering the length of the RV, it's a longer trailer will push around a vehicle more easily. So a heavier truck like a 3/4 tends to handle better. So do with that information what you will. Again, maximize window coverage here. We are prepped and ready for both ladder as well as backup camera. The spare tire is covering it, but this does have a 300-pound rated 2-inch rear accessory hitch as well. Push button, easy power stabilizer jacks, tongue jack, and awning. So no real like manual cranking required here. And if you look down below that slide out, you see the tires. They are Goodyear Endurance radials rated for 87 miles an hour, and they're TPMS prepped, and this does not rock a traditional leaf spring suspension package. This uses a torsion suspension system like Rockwood, Flagstaff, Airstream, brands that are known for better ride, handling, and service records. That suspension package, I have long suspected, is one of the secret factors in the success and of those brands, because the RV, when it's in transit, is just not getting jackhammered around. And that suspension package basically works inversely compared to traditional leaf spring systems. Effectively, the trailer almost tries to lean into a turn like if you were riding a motorcycle instead of being slung out of the RV when you're going around a curve. It makes a big difference there. Dual power awnings. The front awning's obviously shorter, but I mean, it would suck if they didn't put one there. And I like that they didn't try to do one big awning buried over the slide, because that would be problematic. You do have TV hookups out here, but from what I'm seeing, you will need to leave the baggage door open to utilize them. I don't suspect a lot of people are going to use those. I could be totally wrong on that. That's just an estimation. But having power outlets out here, whether it's to like charge phones or anything. Like my daughter, when she was younger, oh my Lord, she loved the bubble machine. We would have that sucker sitting on a table going to town. But I mean, frankly, who doesn't love a bubble machine? I'm pretty sure you could put a bubble machine on the coffee table of Ozzy Osbourne and he'd be like, oh, look at that. Oh, this is all fun. Like, you know what? You criticize me if you want. I love Ozzy, and you know as well as I do, that's probably exactly how he would speak until he starts speaking, and then, or singing rather. And then somehow when he sings, he's just clear as day. It makes absolutely no sense. Did you notice, by the way, back to the RV and not talking about Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness, enclosed docking center, and a fully welded cage aluminum frame structure under that bed. I really like the new sort of theme and graphics package that they have here. It just looks really good to me. Now, it's easy to miss because I didn't talk about this on the sticker side of the camper, but this does have a Norco huck-bolted chassis, not your more traditional Lippert I-beam standard kind of frame. You have a 60,000 BTU on-demand water heater here, and I'm seeing 2 sewer caps. That actually kind of surprises me that we have a 2-headed sewer monster, which does mean that this RV has double the gray water it otherwise would have had, because now it means it has a second gray tank. You might notice too the gate valves are actually in the heated enclosed belly, but I'm really surprised they did not cross-plumb that together. It almost seems like a very odd miss here. I do appreciate how the stovetop vent hood does exhaust heat out, and in case you're curious, if I forgot or if you missed it inside, I can't remember because I make a lot of videos. This cable slide system, this is the AccuSlide variety. Now let's talk solar. The RV that you're looking at back here behind me is not the one that we've been looking at, but you can actually see the solar panel sticking up over the top of this one, so I threw it over my shoulder. This is the 245 RKS. I probably have footage of it out by now in case you're curious. Anyway, by default, you've got a 220 watt solar panel up on the roof. That's already about 10% more than most brands will offer in travel trailers by default. They're also using a more efficient, effective MPPT charge control system instead of a conventional PWM. This alphabet soup likely means nothing to you. Here's the quickest thing I can tell you. 10% larger solar panel, 10% more effective charging system yields more lightning from the sun in your batteries, basically. So what do you think? What do you think of the update generation here? Again, where did they nail it? Where did they fail it? And where could they improve a little bit further? I will leave you some links in the video description to showcase where we have any of these in stock, as well as available pricing on these. If we are sold out sometimes, our website will only show MSRP, but we don't sell for full-blown MSRP. Our website just only displays a price when something is in stock, just to help you understand what you might be looking at in a second here, if you even care. Short of that, I'll also drop you some links. Like Vibe makes a very good version of this. Cougar makes tons of brands make a version of a floor plan like this. They're all pretty cool in their own little different ways. Kind of like people, I suppose. We all have our qualities, don't we? So until next time, appreciate you tuning in. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.